Hello everyone, so today we're reading Subarashiki Hibi and I think this is a part 11 or 12. We're starting off like the music is already fire. So let's go. Haha, what did I even, why did I even shower for if I'm just going to get sweaty again. Haha, Yuki, could you run a little slower? One-chan doesn't look well. Haha, I'm fine. You heard her. She's just acting tough. Haha. I see, she's just acting tough. But she's still keeping up. I wouldn't have expected any less from Kagami. I'm actually trying pretty hard right now. Haha. Were you trying to leave us behind? Hahaha, not at all. I just thought that if Kagami collapsed, we could stop at a nice cafe or something to nurse her back to health. If we stop now, all this running will have been for nothing. That's fine, isn't it? No, it isn't. Do you dislike school that much? I hate it, I guess. Your grades used to be so good too. Now I'm flourishing in the lower half of the class. Wait, seriously, Yuki isn't that good at school? I thought that she was like an intelligent person. How can you be flourishing all the way down there? Well, at least I feel like I'm flourishing. What does flourishing mean? But you know, it kind of bothers me too. So what's this all of sudden? It's like you hit while you were ahead, you know? Hit while who was ahead, huh? You were so smart when you were a kid. You always made us look bad in comparison, and now you don't even try. That's why it seems like you hit while you were ahead. Yeah, but now I'm the stupid one, so we're even. Not really, our grades aren't nearly as good as yours were, and you'll probably start studying again when entrance exams come around. Haha, you're right. She managed to get into the same school as us, after all. That was just a coincidence. I can hardly even keep up in class now. I'll probably fail the entrance exams. Haha, I remember telling you that the entrance exams aren't that easy, but they were no trouble for you. That was a coincidence. The rest of the world isn't that easy. I hate how you say that, haha. So this summer I'm going to study like crazy, so that you can't catch up. I'll make you the dumb one this time. You won't catch up. You overestimate me, Kagami. Now that you mention it, shouldn't you be happy if Yuki skips school? Not like it really matters. I just cut all the classes I don't like anyway. There's such a thing as too much free spirit. Freedom is amazing. Who cares? Can we stop talking until we're done running? Oh, are you trying? Not at all. Oh, I don't think we're that late. Haha, we're here. We were almost late. Ha. Dangerous. That was dangerous. Haha. Yuki, you're slow. Haha, why am I carrying your bags? Because you lost at the rock, paper, scissors. This gotta be bullying. You were the one that said the loser had to carry all the other bags. I thought I would make a new rule since Kagami was complaining. I figured it would be give the loser a chance to get back in the race. Who are you calling a loser? But what if One-chan had lost? I think we have to go to the school right now. I don't see anyone waiting now. Well then she would have been late and we would have been just fine. But even if we weren't late, wouldn't we be in trouble too if we didn't have our bags? Then we could all be late. Then what was the point? No, you see, because you guys are talking too much. That's why you guys are late. Huh? What's wrong, One-chan? Oh, nothing. Wait, Kagami has twin tails? I mean pigtails. Wait, I thought she had a ponytail. I'm actually so surprised right now. Kagami was talking so animatedly before, but the second she reached the school gate, she stops short. For some reason, she was glaring at the school building. Whoa, what happened? I wonder what was up. Even if it was nothing, her face scared me. She looked really scary. The way she was glaring at the building. What's wrong, Kagami? Why are you staring at the school? Why would I be doing that? You were for a moment. For your eyes looked really incredible. It looked like you were ready to pick a fight. She probably wasn't doing anything that weird, probably. Well then, is something bothering you? Oh, it's nothing. And then suddenly Tsukasa started looking at the building in the same way. Why? What happened? The two of them glared at the building. I might be stating the obvious here, but this was unusual for them. Why were they staring at the school we'd been going to for years? I didn't understand. What is it? The twins are acting really creepy. What's wrong, Tsukasa? Oh, it's nothing. It's not nothing. That's not what your face is saying. Tsukasa. Yeah, One-chan, what's it? What's this? It feels really strange. Yeah, strange. I looked up at the school building again. The building seemed it was 10 or 20 years old. The design wasn't really out of the ordinary, and nothing had changed from yesterday. I would understood their reaction if it had been transformed into a futuristic building that only looked like our school building but could actually transform into a robot. But I really didn't see anything wrong. It doesn't feel like anything's changed. Yeah, you're right, but... Oh, let's go, the bells are about to ring. Oh, you're right. This same scenery, nothing had changed at all. But something about the rays of the summer sun and the deep blue sky felt a little off. That was all. That's weird. I wonder what happened. The school seems really noisy. Yeah, maybe something happened. Wait, did Zakuro do something? Jeez, what are you waiting for? You're going to be late. Oh, sorry. Wait a sec. Chatter, 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 chatter. Oh my god, how many chatters are here? Chatter. I opened the classroom door. The same classroom as always. The same faces as always. But still something was different. The classroom was loud and chaotic. It seemed like it really was the girl from class C. 3. I heard she was with some people from another school. Really, it actually happened? That's super scary. Who's that? You don't know, she really stood out. She had really long black hair. Black. She seemed like a total bimbo. She was in the classes we had along with class 3. She had a long bob cut. The one with huge chest who acted like she was in the garage or some horror movie like that. Yeah, the crazy garage girl. She had huge breasts. She was always alone. Yeah, I remember her. It's about Zakuro, guys. But still, this is right after Shiroyama-kun from class 3. That's kind of scary. But wasn't that an accident? Still, it happened just like a little while ago. That's scary. So many bad things happening in such a short time is kind of... One-chan? Yeah. Good morning. So, oh, you're... why can't you remember my name? I'm Iwata Miyu. Oh, that's right. Or at least it sounded right. Oh, you brought the cute pair along today. Cute pair? She gazed at Kagami and Tsukasa. Oh, why did she call them that? I thought Miyu was friends with Kagami and Tsukasa. But anyway, what happened? Well, it's kind of what? Hey, there was this Takashima girl in the next class, right? Takashima-san? Wasn't that the Takashima-san that Yuki said she was talking to yesterday? What about her? Takashima from the next class over, and the girls I met yesterday in Sugimiya. Okay, I know what's going to happen. I feel like I know what's going to happen because because I read Suinosora, but I think, oh my god, wait, I know what, I knew that it's gonna happen, but I'm still so shocked. Takashima committed death. Huh? No way. Death. Takashima-san committed death? Bro, this sounds weird. I should just say that Takashima-san commits. By Takashima-san, you mean Takashima Zakuro-san from the class next door, right? Yeah, the gloomy girl with black hair and a bob cut. Yesterday evening, she jumped off a roof near the train station. She jumped off a 12-story apartment complex. Apparently, it was really nasty. She jumped with 2 students from another school. Just like in Suinosora. Yesterday evening, just a few hours after I saw her. And the 2 students from another school were probably them. The 2 girls that were there with her. Which means they met up there so that they could go off themselves. A cold sweat ran down my back. The palm of my hand hurt. My hand apparently balled itself up into a fist for some tension. When I opened my hand, it was damp with sweat. I see. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I was terrified. I was a lot more upset than I would expected. Huh. First, I needed to calm down and think. There are plenty of ways to calm yourself down. One of those ways is to look at your situation from the perspective of an outsider. It's the way I prefer. First off, I didn't really know her at all that well. She was just a girl I met, a girl who was prepared to commit that same day. That's the part that made me feel uneasy. A normal girl would feel uneasy about that. But does it explain why I was so upset? Of course not. That's just the first part of it. There's something much more important. The kiss. I was kissed by a girl who was about to jump off a roof and off herself. By a girl who I didn't know very well. There's the reason why I was so shaken. And worse, the incomprehensible things she said after that. Those mysterious words that came out of her mouth could be taken in many different ways, depending on the interpretation. I give you some of my power. Soon something amazing will happen. The sky is full of anxious words. The vague, too vague, philosophical, mysterious words. And after that, a grudge against you. Hey, I'm not holding any grudge. I don't have a bad impression of you. Not a bad impression at all. She talked about her impression of me. And then after that, what she did? Death. Calm down. Don't think too deeply about it. Right. It's dangerous to think too much about a dying, wanting person's actions. You don't want to speculate on something like that. A lot of her words were definitely puzzling. They were more than enough to scare me. But then were just the words of an unstable dying girl. It would be absurd to take them at a face value. Let's look at the situation calmly. That was just before she committed. So she wasn't stable. And she just so happened to see a girl she knew from her school. In other words, me. She was full of doubts and fear. And in her last moments, she just wanted to talk to someone she knew. I don't have a bad impression of you. If you thought about her situation carefully, those words of hers were important. She was being bullied, so you could think of it like this. Any person that doesn't contribute to her bullying, a good person. Even if it was just because I'd never bullied her, I was still definitely a good person in her mind. Just before her death, that unbalanced girl said a lot of strange things to me. Even the fact that she'd kissed me seemed to make sense considering the situation. Too, it definitely is shocking that she talked to me so casually. I'm sorry, right before she commits. Minakami-san, You talk to her a lot since you're such a nice girl, right? Huh? I couldn't remember anything like that. Well, I suppose there were a lot of people I talked to and forgotten about. She might have been one of them. It seems like most other people usually avoided her because she was that girl who gets bullied. So maybe I looked like I was her friend, since I had talked to her a few times before thinking about it. Things like that are always relative. I didn't really know her that well, but it's still shocking, isn't it? And it's right after what happened to Shiroyama-kun. This is what they call a series of events, isn't it? After all, Takashima-san, who is Shiroyama? But that's just a rumor, isn't it? A rumor, not at all. Everyone's talking about it. She's famous, you know? She's all over the message boards. Message boards? You shouldn't talk about someone's death so lightly. And what do you mean by about the message boards? Yeah, I was on there. What do you mean? So what? Jeez, what she's trying to say is that you shouldn't be so damn happy about someone's death. What? Why does that make you happy? It's not like that we're happy. That's me, Minakami-san. It's not like I'm happy about it. But still, a person from the next class over committed. I'm just shocked. Why would you say something like that? Shocked, huh? Wait, the teacher should be here soon. It looked like to me like you were laughing. That's an awful thing to say. Don't cry. Maybe you're crying because you know I'm right. Yuki, yeah, right. Why are you saying like this? Kagami. I was surprised. Kagami was glaring at me. I suppose that's what I should have expected from Kagami. You can't say something like that. I apologize to her. Yeah, you can't do that, Yuki. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I said too much. I'm sorry. My emotions got the better of me. Sure. I'm sorry too. You were friends with Takashima-san, weren't you? Ahaha. We really weren't friends. I laughed and sat down, but I was coming up with results on this inside. The smile is the most important tool in ensuring smooth human relations. I could just end it there and stop talking to her. Ha! I sat down and looked at Tsukasa and Kagami sitting next to me. It looked like they were both pretty upset. Everyone, please sit down. Is it the teacher with the glasses? Oh yeah, it's her. I know her from TikTok. The chatter in the classroom instantly evaporated when the teacher appeared. Of course, that wasn't because of the teacher's authority. It was just that we assumed she had the answer to the question on everyone's mind. The reason for the noise. The truth behind the rumor. In other words, did Takashima Zakuro really die? Why did she end her life? And tons of other questions in that vein. The teacher stood at the podium. All eyes in the room were glued to that one spot. The classroom hasn't been this quiet in years. If they always paid this much attention in class, their grades would go up a lot, I bet. Jeez. It was like the time before a festival. Everyone's eyes looked so eager. Good morning, everyone. No one made a sound. Even the greeting was frustrating. She seemed to understand what everyone wanted and cut straight to the heart of the matter. Some of you may already know, but yesterday, a student from the neighboring class, Takashima Zakuro-san, passed away. Unfortunately. Tears were forming in her eyes. And for some reason, the classroom erupted in noise. The teacher didn't mention her cause of death. But she had still lent someone credence to the rumors. Even if the death was committing, the school wouldn't announce it. After all, it was difficult to determine whether a death like that was a commit, accident, or murder. The only person who knew that truth were probably the police, family, and those at the scene of the incident. By the way, what about Sakura's family? We never saw that. So they didn't want to announce it publicly, the school will probably try their best to sell it as an accident. If it was announced as a commit, lots of people will search for the cause, the reason for the committing. In other words, whether or not there was bullying involved. But in the end, had the school made the right choice in keeping quiet? At the very least, this school had already experienced one death by filing before this. The last one looked like a plain accident, but 2 deaths in a row will still cause rumors to crop out. Why didn't Yuki talk about the Shiromiya or whatever the guy's name was? There could be people talking about it on the internet too. And then the mass media might show interest too, since they're always lacking real news to show. The school could make the situation worse by trying to cover up the facts. The younger generation knew with the way information spread on the internet. Trying to cover something up just leads to more speculation. Chatter, 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 chatter. It was really loud. They were probably bottling it up while the teacher was talking. The chatter from before didn't even compare to the noise that was filling up the classroom. People turned and talked to the person behind them. People broke in tears. People yelled. It really was as noisy as a festival. I sat in the middle of that, thinking crying people are an eyesore. I couldn't help thinking that, since it was the only thing that came to my mind at the moment. Everyone, please be quiet. Listen to what I'm saying. Oh, the teacher's name is the same as in Suinosora. Chatter, 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 chatter. It's kind of random that the thing I'm going to say, but I still wonder why Yuki's gender isn't a guy and it became a girl, because I'm thinking that Yuki came from Yukito, who was a guy, but then they changed her gender to a girl. So I don't know why they did that. I'm still wondering though. The teacher her best to calm down the class, but the students weren't listening to a word of it. Just a little while ago, I've seen this same scene unfold. Even if it was someone no one cared about. If that person dies, this is the result. It was really amazing. The sky was blue, probably because the weather was so nice. For some reason, the sky turns blue when the weather is nice. I wonder why it does that. Why is this sky blue when the weather is so nice? Why is the music so loud? I feel like the music is so loud. Is its azure the proper color of the sky? Or is it occasioned by its distance and illimitable extent, as if my grandfather used it to teach ancient martial arts at the dojo. So there was a time I heard quotations like that every day. I forget what book it was written in, but I took what it meant was, is the blue of the sky its true color? Or does it just look that way because it's endless? I thought it means something like that. I wonder if this blue sky looked the same to people 2,000 years ago. I'm actually kind of surprised I remember that. When I was a child, I thought about the color of the sky too. Why is it blue? You know, other space is black. When you mix the black from outer space and the white from the sun, you get blue. But if you actually mix the black and white paint together, it wouldn't really end up looking blue. Oh my god, imagine the sky was always grey. That would be so depressing. So it was a mystery. Not really true. It just looks blue because ray light scattering causes mostly blue light to reach the earth. I know that much. But even though I know that, I can't really explain the color of the sky. I was on the roof until first period ended. I cut class. I always did that. The classroom didn't feel comfortable today, so I got out of there. I'm what you would call insensitive. I couldn't read the mood. I couldn't match the atmosphere in there. So I disappeared. I suppose I showed a little sensitivity by doing that. Which one is it? Heh. This rooftop is my favorite place, and luckily there is a nice shady place that stays cool, breezy even in the middle of the summer. Well then, what shall I do? There wasn't to do. I couldn't. I could either listen to music or read a book. For those two options, I chose to read. Why not do both? The title of it was "The Flying Fight with 20 Faces." 20 faces flying through the air will be amazing. I laid down and got comfortable. Oh, wow, jeez, it's you, Otonashi Ayana-san. Interesting. Hey, don't stand over me all of a sudden like that. I have been standing here for a long time. A long time? Really? Had she really been standing there? My grandfather taught me martial arts, so I'd always been proud of my sharp senses. And yet this girl managed to slip behind me that easily. Ayana-san, do you have any experience with martial arts? Is that book interesting? She ignored me. Book? Oh, this. Is it interesting? I just started it, so I'm not really sure. Otonashi Ayana-san stood and looked down at me. She probably wasn't planning on moving. Hey, how long do you plan on standing there? I had not planned on moving. I can't see your underwear. No, you can't. Even if I'm not looking right now, I can look at any time I want, since you're standing over me. I don't think that is a problem. After all, you are technically what we call a girl, are you not? What do you mean technically a girl? That's rude. I'm a pure maiden in the prime of my love. What part of you is pure? Who knows? Still, wasn't it a problem that this girl was always wandering around the school instead of going to classes? Just like you, bro. You never go to class, huh? That isn't true. Yes, it is. Then what about you? I'm fine. Then so am I. I see. I see Ayana-san around here a lot when I was cutting class. Of course, it's not like we're actual friends that hang out together or anything. I'm happy goofing off without dragging anyone along. And she's another oddball who skips and never hangs out with anyone else. We're similar but different. You're finished. Because it's a kid's book. It didn't even last me an hour. Seriously, it's a kid's book? That aside, Ayana-san, aren't you tired of standing there bent over watching me? The blood is rushing to my head. Well, yeah, if you bend over that far, the blood will obviously go to your head. Yes, but I was interested in that book too. Isn't it hard to read upside down? Not really. Really, geez. I took out another book. But still, I hadn't brought very many books. This kind of difficult book doesn't really suit me. Critique of Pure Reason. Yeah, the title is kind of cool. The word critique is cool, you know? Not really. It kind of bugged me how she was just standing there and looking at me. I was reading a kid's book before, so I thought that maybe she would go away if I read a book that was hard even for me. Something like this critique of Pure Reason, I didn't even want to read it myself. An erotic book. How interesting, huh? A book of philosophy written by a woman's genitals. That's erotic. I'm not sure what I just heard the refined lady in front of me say. Who knows what I just said? Hehe. Otonashi-san laughed. It seemed like she was having fun. Also, I took. It was hard to tell when her expression didn't really change at all. Her mouth just curved upwards slightly. Well, putting that aside, excuse me, Ayana-san, you shouldn't say that about such a famous philosopher. But this book has Kant written on it. Tsui no Sora reference. Ayana-san, are you some dirty old man? Yes, I'm a dirty old man. You say that as if it's a good. I see, she's right. Kant does kind of sound like Kant. I heard they pronounce it like Kant in America, so that you could tell the difference. And why does this weird girl how know about American slang anyway? A question: would you prefer we pronounce it like Kant in that case? Can't. That's interesting. Guys, by the way, I don't know how to pronounce these things, so for me, I'm just pronouncing everything I'm thinking of. So I'm sorry if my pronunciation is bad. The virginity rate among males is increasing nowadays. I suppose this Arthur is one of those men who can't. Excuse me, but can't lived a long time ago, so that doesn't really apply to him at all. And what do you mean by can't anyway? Can't get it up. That's mean. Can't a book written by a man who can't. Excuse you, little lady. You can't just say those kinds of things. There's a limit, and besides, as a joke, it's not really all that funny. Oh. Why do you have such a pitiful look on your face? There's nothing to pity here. That isn't true. It's pitiful. This is just too pitiful. Why? Because you are here, alone on the rooftop, reading the book Can't. A book written by a man who can't. That's just pitiful. Wait, I just realized, is this word actually a very bad word? No, because I know that it's a bad word, but I don't know if I can actually say it. I mean, I'm sorry if I can't say that word normally, but I understand. Huh? That was pretty good, wasn't it? The two of us bantered lightly for a while. I started reading the book. I got confused because it was so hard, but I kind of wanted to read an abstract book like this, one with no connection whatsoever to our day-to-day lives. Anyway, today was that kind of day. Okay, so maybe we'll finish today here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Maybe just I wanted to say that maybe they gonna show it after that in Subarashiki Hibi, but I still don't understand the first first chapter where Yuki and Zakuro were like going somewhere and they got into a train or something like that, and then after that it's like they got into July again, and you know what I mean. Like I got a little bit confused by there, but I think they're gonna show it after that. So yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye.